Howdy folks, today we are changing the seat on my Royal Enfield. I picked up this touring seat for two reasons. One, more comfort. Two, I found this cheap online from a seller who bought it and didn't use it for whatever reason, never been opened. And three, the old seat on the bike is starting to get a bit tired. Now I could reupholster it, and at the same time while reupholstering it I could get it, you know, padded up some more, but I'm starting to get some tears in the vinyl here. There's one in here, okay, and then there's one down here as well. And you know, perhaps I can redo this seat. I may even give it a go and try to see if I can do it myself. But the reality is, for about 80 bucks, it was just a no-brainer buying the touring seat. So let's open this up and have a look at one-handed opening, box opening, and let's have a look at this touring seat. Now, like I said, this has never been opened, so it looks pretty good so far. Let's take it out now. Now I was wondering what was going to happen here. There's no hardware at all. Just trying to find the opening of the plastic bag. Here it is. Let's just do this. I might use two hands so I don't cut the upholstery. Hang on a second. I was saying it's brand new, but there's some marks on here. I think looks like maybe sticky tape adhesive or anything like that. Ooh, what is that? What are you? What sort of bug are you? Ooh. Let's see what the documentation says. Go away. Did that come out of the box, or that just flying in? Okay, so some instructions on how to do this. Now, I've done this before, so I don't need to follow these, but I will have a quick glance at them. Classic 350 and 500. Yep, well, that's nice. Unlike the problems I'm having with my Harley 2013 Sportster Custom 1200. I buy the right seat for it, doesn't fit. Alright, so take that out. Yeah, nothing's unusual here. Springs, yep, all that, washers, nuts. So I'm using the same hardware. That's both good and bad. I was hoping to receive new springs and new hardware, but that's okay. Alright, so let's get the seat out of the bag and have a look at it. Look at this. Now automatically that is a much firmer foam. I do like this, the stitching. What do they call them? Quilting? It's not really quilting, is it? I'm liking that. I'm kind of digging this light grey off-white stitching here on the side. That's nice. And the Royal Enfield logo on the back. Beautiful. So what I'm going to do is take the old seat off the bike. We'll transfer the springs over, and we'll transfer the front front seat mount here. Interestingly enough, this is all glued in, so there's no staples, but it is a metal seat. I was hoping to see some sort of staples, but I guess they can't really staple into steel. Studs, something that would have been nice. So when this glue goes off in the hot Australian sun, what do you do, hey? So we'll have to figure that out when we get to that. But hey, the old seat's been on there for 10 years and it survived and everything's great. So let's get the old seat off and compare the two. So first thing I'm going to do is take this nut and this bolt out, and I'll do it on both sides of the springs here. What that lets me do is lift the seat up a little bit, and I'll be able to get access. Now the way you get access to the front mount is through under here. Now I don't know if you can see that, but there's that nut there, and you just hold the other side, pull it out, take the mount off, put it onto the new seat. It's pretty much that easy, but we'll go through it and I'll show you how to do it, hey? Alrighty, so you can see this is the underneath side of the old seat, pretty crusty and dirty. You can see some of the glue starting to peel off here. Here are the old springs, they're still good. This is the front mount, so I'm going to have to take off these two nuts and transfer this whole entire mounting bracket over to the front of this seat here. So let's do that. Old seat, new seat. Here's the new seat. Original springs are on there, and the mount is on here as well, tightened down and ready to fit back onto the bike. There you have it, folks, in all its glory. It's on there. I'm going to take it for a test ride right now and see what it's like. I do feel it's not as flat. It looks flat on camera, but there's actually a little bit of a hump in here, so I guess that's the harder foam. And yeah, feels nice, looks nice, but the proof is in my pudding. Alrighty folks, well, I've gone over to the voiceover because once again, for some dumb reason, my microphone decided to really play up, and all I got was this really loud distortion, like some sort of death metal goat screaming its head off for the next 10-15 minutes. So I'm taking the bike for a ride here, and what I was basically trying to talk about was that so far, initially, straight off the bat, getting onto the seat, the bike felt completely different. The seat height felt slightly higher, and I don't know whether that's to do with the foam not compressing so easily while I'm riding the bike. The other thing I noticed is that the seat foam felt much more comfortable, a little bit more scooped. Now what I noticed was that the foam had a little bit of like a divot in the middle, and it was like a groove that you kind of cradled and sat in, which automatically makes the seat a little bit more comfortable instead of being a flat plank. And even though the original seat kind of has this, you know, saddle shape to it, the top of it is actually quite flat. So just for something different, I thought I'd take you guys down this road here. Takes us down to Sun Valley, a beautiful part of the Blue Mountains. I wish I could afford to buy a house here, but you'll probably see from the scenery coming up with the houses, they are quite stately and a little bit out of my price range. There I was just pointing to the fuel light turning on because I do need to fill up fuel, which I will be doing shortly. So getting back to the seat, what I found was initially, and I took this for about an hour ride all up, and I went and got fuel and I ran some errands that I had to run. I found that the seat was very comfortable, and here's why I found it really comfy. So what it feels like is initially when you get on it, it really does conform to the shape of your butt, and that's great. The problem with seats that do that is that in the next half hour, 1 hour, 2 hours, the foam compresses and compresses and compresses, and eventually you are sitting on the seat pan, whether it's steel, plastic or fiberglass, and what you end up with is a hard seat, essentially. The foam does no work whatsoever, and you're sitting on this hard surface with a little bit of vinyl and this compressed foam cushioning your butt, and that's not comfortable. So what I found with this seat is that we have a plush and soft feeling once we initially get on the bike, but the foam wasn't compressing over time. So as I kept riding the bike, I found that the seat wasn't really becoming more and more uncomfortable because the foam wasn't becoming more compressed. Pretty simple, right? So I'm going to go for the rest of this ride. Now, I don't know if the next bit of footage coming up is going to have any sound issues or not. Fingers crossed we don't, and you can actually hear the bike, and maybe I can do a talk over that. The other reason I wanted to take the bike out and go for a ride, well, obviously to test a new seat out, but I've changed some settings on the GoPro. I went into the Pro Tuning and I've set the ISO level down. It was at 3200, and that was based off a recommendation that I heard from many different YouTubers and vloggers who use GoPros, but I think they might use better GoPros. I think they might use like a 5 or a 6. I'm just using a 4 here. So what I've done is reduce the ISO level down to 1600. What is the reason for that? Well, if you click back, and I'll look back to the time signature of the video, what you'll notice is when I'm putting the new seat on just before I go for the ride and I'm saying, look, it looks great and here it is, it's on the bike, you'll notice there's a little bit of like sparkling and glittering going on. Those are pixels and artifacts showing up in the video because of the ISO level being too high for what it's doing. So it's gone beyond producing grainy pictures, it's causing all sorts of other issues. So I've dropped it down to see how well it goes. And so far, what I can see from this footage is it seems fine, it seems okay. Here we go. So folks, the audio's just decided to come back right as I'm pulling into the petrol station. So I'm going to go ahead and fill up and I'll probably head home. So I want to thank everyone for taking the opportunity to watch this seat installation video for your Royal Enfield Classic 500. I will probably do another little review of this as we use the seat. And there's no petrol at that Bowser. It's out of order, so I've gone to the next one. And anyway, so thanks everyone for watching. I want to take this opportunity again to thank all of my Patreons and my followers on Instagram. The YouTube channel, the Instagram page, and my Patreons are growing daily as we speak. And yeah, guys, thank you kindly, and enjoy the rest of your day.